So,
attractiveness.
Kerry, you were saying something about, as we're moving on to United, what were you saying about United?
Now, United are battling for that final Champions League place with Arsenal. And it's
So now you have Arsenal there.
Kerry, if Arsenal makes it to the Champions League next season, I'm actually buying you a booty. Just tell me the booty you want.
You got this.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Box to Box.
Kerry is back.
What are we doing here? One game.
Alright, guys, you guys can introduce yourselves.
This is the piss.
Introduce yourself.
Introduce
yourself, bro.
This guy didn't get points this weekend. You can't joke.
That's no introduction.
Him and Sancho, same zero.
Sancho, 0 minutes.
Wan-Bissaka.
0-2 Wan-Bissaka. Zero.
Nah, but this is Tanya. I'm sorry, fuck you guys.
Boys back.
Hey.
Back, carry, top of the league. You know.
You take off your hat.
Top of the league, bro.
Take off the hat.
Why?
Just take it off.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, you're on top of the league, bro.
My hair is bottom of the league.
We're taking donations for a turban for Kiaria, you know. Those ones the babes usually like.
Getting a haircut by Thursday.
Just buy him a bowl.
Thursday.
False 10, Vicky
Yeah.
Dix.
Liverpool jersey also checking it. Next week I will have my Liverpool jersey again. I might come with all three.
Actually, before we start, we have something for the guys over there. Make sure they see it.
Which guys?
Let's go view.
Oh my
The
god.
grey one is Biko's. The grey one is Biko's.
This is yours.
Yeah.
Okay, can we see which one looks better?
Just show it to the.
Can I see it first?
Show it to the world. Show the
Maybe
front.
it's saying I'm a twat and then I'm.
That is much from the one and only.
Track 40! Yeah, Track 40. This is like the dopest shit ever.
9 points.
9.77.
Yeah.
You know, I almost raced this guy that time we were shooting that.
Why didn't you race him?
I hammy, bro. You know, my age. Hammy.
47.
I don't know what it's supposed to be, bro.
It's F.
Oh.
OF.
Fuck with it either way, man.
It's just some dope shit, man. No, I don't
You feel
even
like
have a
wearing it.
sweater.
That might be too hot for you.
It's okay, you know, I don't even have to carry a jumper, so it's all good. You don't take off your clothes, man.
Yeah, dog.
Hey, man.
Hey, uko sawa.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Fastest man in Africa. Friend of the show. Yeah.
He's joining us soon, so he'll come and talk to us about
Sprinting.
sprinting. We'll give him a few pointers on how to take off.
Like, you know, I feel like if you could just match my explosiveness, you know?
Just to cover the last 20 seconds.
Just
Give him some tips. Nah,
not 20 seconds, 20.
That's Hey, shit, thanks, man.
Alright, so this week, the Gunners.
Ow.
That's all I'm going to say.
Ow, like, it caught.
Gunners. They finally managed to shoot a shot, isn't it?
It's coming from somebody who got blanks the whole weekend.
He has shot 28 times, but it's like,
Oh, bro, man, I don't know if there's fertility
I'm
clinics
gonna
for shooting,
retire,
fam,
huh?
bro.
He's not gonna come back.
Anyway, you guys will be back this week, yeah? You're playing Villarreal in the Champions League?
No one cares, bro. We're talking about Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Who hammered? It was only 3-1, but it felt like it should have been more, right? You watched the game.
I watched the game.
What do you think?
You guys played well. Yeah.
You see, as Drake said, you know, they scream out your failures, but they whisper your accomplishments. Can you hear his tone?
What was most impressive?
Sit down, but you need to put it side by side. Just talk 3 weeks back.
Oh, when you're talking about Arteta out.
Out. Nah, Arteta should be gone regardless. You guys shouldn't want him in the club.
No.
You guys have settled for
But then, Tanya,
mediocrity.
which manager do you think should still have his job? Because you just want everyone out.
Club.
Including Ole.
Ole in though.
Oli out, bro. Nah, but Arsenal played well. I mean, I think you could see he had a game plan to press these guys, and I think the energy you brought in the first half was great. The team that you have on paper, it looked good, to be fair. So I think great performance. I mean, I will give Gabriel's a machine. I can accept that. He's a beast. I think Ramsdale turns out he's actually he's a very good keeper.
We told you this 3 weeks
like-
ago. What were you
No,
saying? About 30 million?
30 million seems like a lot. Let's be honest. Like in reflection, it's a lot.
You wish
It's
you
a
had
lot.
him right now.
I do.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Did you see how De Gea was really trying to give to Villa the win? He was really doing his best.
No,
It's like
you guys
not
can't
gonna
really
stop.
defend Ramsdale with that just off
No,
the
no,
bat.
no,
You
no,
guys
no.
almost scored. You guys scored 1 goal off a Ramsdale error, which doesn't usually happen in any other game.
Oh, true. Yeah. He made him. He did make a mistake.
That was.
But we scored.
Yeah, in any other game, you guys concede.
That's
for
what.
that, but yeah.
That's all that matters.
Nah, but it was
And
a
I
good
don't
game.
think it's that great.
you
I'm just talking shit because Tanya's having a hard week.
Alright, Kiari, out of all the Spurs players, right?
Yeah.
Who played the worst?
Harry Kane.
Kane.
You think so?
Kane is horrible. At the moment, Kane is horrible.
He's in a City shirt inside.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I don't
He's
think-
actually
I
wearing
think-
a Man City shirt.
crying inside.
Yeah, he's crying inside.
crying
But even the
Gucci.
second goal, right? I'm sorry, the third goal.
Yeah,
He's the one who lost the ball.
Yeah.
And who made the tackle? It was him,
him.
right?
Yeah.
Who's the midfielder? Who are the midfielders?
Højbjerg.
Ndombele was
Dele
also
Alli
horrible.
and
No,
Dembele.
between Dele Alli and Dumbele, it has to be between those two.
But I mean,
I can't say between those two.
it can.
Oh, yeah, but Davinson also is
Yeah.
there, and Dyer. The 4 of them.
Nah, Kane was just.
You know, ever since Mourinho left, Dyer can't play the same way because he was Mourinho's son.
But I'd say Kane is being put in a position where he's not used to playing. He's being put as a 10, right? Every single game, you're putting him in a position to fail.
Bro, we gave Kane so much props last year because of playing as a 10. We're like, yo, top assister, top goal scorer. But right now, he's not getting into those positions
No, but
to score goals.
now there's two people in front of him.
Yeah, it's
now
different.
there's Son and there's Mura.
They taking up the
Previously it
space.
was just Son. It was just Son who was making those runs.
This Arsenal game, can't say Lucas was in front again because Lucas was deep. He was almost next to the CDM at certain times, trying to carry the ball.
But you know,
because don't have a ball carrier.
they needed 2 right backs also. you see.
Yeah, just kind of peak for them. Go outside.
But it's a lot different if you're playing up top and you come short because you're dragging players with you. If you just start in there, he's there. So he's gonna get picked
Yeah,
up
last
by
year he was
midfielder.
playing as a false
So last
nine.
year he's coming in as a false 9 and then it creates space for Son to make runs.
Now he's
That's
literally
different. So now
starting
he's
from-
literally starting there, so he's getting picked up
He
easier.
does go up top, but then due to Son's being forced through the middle. Son's not a center player. He needs to come in off the left.
And what makes it worse is they play so compact, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I think that's a result of it's new. I think at first Nuno tried to play quite expansive, but they've lost 3 games in a row now, and they're getting
3
punished.
London derbies, the
Yeah.
same way.
and they're getting punished.
3 every time.
So I think as a result now, I think you'll see. I think in the next game you'll see him go to a 3. Actually, I think you'll
Yeah,
just see
yes,
him be
we
like,
will.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go to my tactics.
I feel
now.
like, yeah.
He'll go to.
No,
my
no,
tactics.
but-
And also he doesn't have Portugal FC.
He doesn't.
Yes.
No, he
Yeah.
doesn't.
Last week,
Which he built like the whole of Wolves is.
He's a Portuguese player at Spurs, apart from Dyer.
Dyer's.
Just a
Dyer's.
No,
No, that was
Dyer's
racist. Portugal.
Portuguese. All or nothing, bro.
Portuguese. Obrigado.
Obrigado, man. Dyer is Portuguese. Bro.
Nah, but last week that whole shit came out about like Bruno got the job because the new sporting director
Patricio.
said no to Fonseca because Fonseca was too attacking for the new sporting director. The deal had been agreed, they'd been planning pre-season, then this guy chose Nuno, who plays
But
trash
again,
football, bro.
last point on this, right? When the game, like at 90 minutes, Arsenal had played all their summer signings. All the summer signings finished the game.
Yeah.
Spurs, none of them even stepped into the game, right?
Chill, Brandon.
And Brian Hill, he's the only guy who played. But actually, it was just him. But my point is, like going back, this thing, Arsenal from the what is it called? The beginning of the transfer market, we were doing things differently. We were trying to get people early. You're trying to get Tavares early. You're trying to get your signings early, right? When we were going through, when we were losing all the games and lost the City, that's why I kept on telling you I still have hope because you can see there's something different. I'm not saying that they were far from the finished product, right? But you can see there was a game plan and people came back and you're actually trying to achieve it with the squad.
I was having this argument today in terms of like Arsenal and where Arsenal fans need to realistically think the team will finish. I think Arsenal can make top 4. Just off the fact that Arsenal is a team. No, just hear me out. If Partey,
We called it.
if Partey actually manages to stay fit,
Yeah.
which he never missed a game for Atleti.
Yeah.
Came
But I
to
mean,
Arsenal,
his coach was Diego Simeone as well.
But then now he's come to Arsenal missing games and whatever. But if he manages to stay fit,
he was
And he plays
immense in that
Lokonga
game.
next
Lokonga
to him.
next to
He
him.
was immense.
Not Shaka, because Shaka is still just.
Actually, but you know that he kind of played Nuno in that game, right? Because leading up to that game, we played with a 4-1-4-1 against Norwich, against Burnley, with Partey in the middle. No, Partey came on as a sub.
Partey came on as a sub. So
But
Lokonga.
this one, when none of us expected Xhaka to start, Xhaka started. How? 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
And we ran the midfield like crazy.
Odegaard might turn out to be buggy.
No, Odegaard
He's
is a
a
baller.
Again,
We all know
I
he's a
told you,
baller.
we
That
told
one
you
we all
guys
know
this.
he's a baller. No, we know
Just
Odegaard's
because
a
of
baller.
where Arteta is putting him, not because he's amazing and he's doing things off. I mean, he's good, he's solid, he can mini the play, but the position Arteta is putting him in and his work rate, I told you, his work rate is the most underestimated
thing about
I think
him.
it's
We're going to
actually,
have a Pepe dialogue soon because Pepe's never going to.
yeah, Pepe's probably
What I think should happen is we need to send him to like United.
Martial.
Bro, you know Martial, you know,
plus 45 million.
Something
you know Martial. Speaking of Martial and United, you know Martial still has a clause of Ballon d'Or.
And
Ballon d'Or, yeah, he does.
It's actually.
When-
it's
not
no,
over.
when he renewed the contract,
They removed it.
the Ballon d'Or was out by 2019.
Oh,
Yeah, that was.
it's still not there?
Yeah, no, it's not that. It's also because no, couldn't put it in another contract.
Yeah, guys are like, fuck off.
So who's the better dancer, Martinez or Lingard?
Hey, Jay Lings, what's that?
They're linked, man.
Jay Lings.
Hey, bro,
Lingard,
you didn't see
bro.
Martinez after the penalty. You didn't see Martinez after the penalty. The Villa account is good, like a parody for you guys.
Just finally on Arsenal, Aubameyang still might have it.
I think he still
Still
has
might
it.
have it. Just
Yeah.
also, he needs the team. You see, with your new defense, you guys are playing high up the pitch. So the gap between Odegaard and Aubameyang is smaller.
Smaller,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he's getting space to run in.
For sure.
And I think also like for the first time he's actually being played exclusively where he
The
wants
middle.
and he's
Don't.
receiving service.
But you
Yeah.
see, that the other things that it was almost impossible to play him there exclusively
Simply,
with
yeah.
the squad
With the squad you had behind for sure.
And there's a reason why all your summer signings finish that game, because these are the people I want, right? Akina, Cedric, Bellerin, none of them is playing. I've bought players who I know will fit my system.
Bellerin's gone.
Baptist
Remember,
team.
what I'm saying is he's on loan. He's coming back.
Nah.
He's coming back.
Tired of shirts.
Bellerin gave us that Walcott treatment. You know that like extreme hope. It's like he's going to change.
But
And then he stopped being young. Then we realized
Yeah.
his only key factor was he was young.
like Martial.
God. Next.
Okay, I don't think it's Liverpool fast though.
Alright, so
Attractiveness.
Kiari, you were saying something about, as we're moving on to United, what are you saying about United?
Now United are battling for that final Champions League place with Arsenal. And it's going
So now you have Arsenal
Kerry,
there.
if Arsenal makes it to the Champions League next season, I'm actually buying you a booty. Just tell me the booty you want.
Duh.
You got this. You know, I have this whole thing on like it's going to be superstars versus kids. CR7, Varane, Bruno versus Saka and Will Smith. And the kids have no fear.
They have nothing to lose.
Yeah, Bruno did show he has fear. He has deep fear in him. So for Bruno it's going to be a big bookie. And for your whole team it's going to be a big bookie because it's like you're not gelling and your players are all about individual accolades right now.
So did
At the moment,
you see anything like that against the Villa game? What is describing?
Yeah, I agree. I think you know my agenda here.
You know why I'm here.
You know why.
Like my Sean Lynch. I'm just here so I don't get fired.
No, but I think the problem with our team is that Ollie's relying on individual moments. There's no actual game plan, and he went McFred again. He went McFred again.
Bro, it was that stability, man.
It was against Aston Villa. No, but I think it's a thing of. I was actually watching earlier today. There's an interview that he did. I think it was a pre-match press conference. I'm not sure when it was, but they asked Ollie what his philosophy was, and he actually said no. Like most games are won on like individual moments, and you sit there and you go, like
That's your plan.
like that's your plan. Like
That's
what
a
is wrong with you?
substitute
And,
still.
and you were not Zizou, by the way, in your career.
Yeah.
Because you know Zizou can just come to you.
And then be like,
I believe in you.
I believe in you.
I believe in you.
No.
That's enough.
But I think, and also
Ballon
I think the performance was shocking. To be honest, I think the whole thing about we're playing deeper now, and it doesn't make sense to play deeper. He's playing McFred, and you're playing two holding midfielders who can't hold to support a defense that is actually very good. So logically, we're at home. I think we should be just like you said with Arsenal. I think as much as I criticize Arteta, at least he's willing to play attractive football when he's at home against a team like Tottenham, who, in my opinion, I think would already be better than Aston Villa. So I think he just needs to be. I think he's too afraid. I think we need to play more attractive football. We need to play a double pivot, but with an 8. So you need to play with an 8 like Thomas, or like, who is your 8 on the weekend? Odegaard is your 10, and then you had behind Odegaard it was Thomas and Xhaka. And I think that's our issue, because now McFred is just sitting deep and you can't put the lines up.
Do you think the idea with having McFred as like a double pivot is to give the forward players the liberty to just go, like when it's time to go?
I think
the worry.
Okay. There's 2 reasons why you do that. That's one of them. Another reason is to protect your defense, right?
Defense.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
So which one do you think it is, or do you think there's another?
I think
reason?
it's to protect the defense that doesn't need protecting. I think it's different when you have Lindelof and you're scared of balls getting played over the top. You know, that's one thing. It's another thing when you got Varane, who actually is quick. You don't need to double. You don't need to bubble wrap that. You need to trust we can play a high line, and if a ball goes over the top, just like Van Dijk does at Liverpool, he's gonna get the ball before anyone.
The thing I was telling you before, when I was like, Oli took him or whatever, you realize that his positioning was off, but he's always gotten away with it because he's quick.
Yeah.
So that's Varane. That's something you see even with Rudiger, that his positioning won't be great, but he's really quick, so he can make up for it.
But isn't that's the point? As a manager, you're trying to get that balance. Where,
I'm saying, I'm agreeing with him. I'm like, I think that's the point. You're supposed to have that.
And I think
we're looking for sponsors also. Velvex, tissue. Yeah, I'll
so there's a moment in the game, as I was watching the game, I realized Aston Villa were just like, nah, let's go for it.
Yeah.
All their subs were attacking. They said 3 people forward, and they're like, we're going for this. It got to like the 75th minute, like, we're going for it. Yeah. When Dean Smith made that decision, right? Did you see a reaction from Oli?
None.
From a tactical perspective.
The wingers they had were on the bench. The attackers they had were on the bench. He brought in Cavani, well and good, yeah. And then move in Ronaldo to the side. Cavani played through the middle.
Which was very strange.
Yeah,
because it defeats logic.
You have Martial,
because
you have Sancho. Fine, these guys are not on the level, but this guy is at least more of a threat coming in from the side.
No, also because like if you've noticed, Ronaldo has adjusted his style of play. Even when they're breaking, you don't see him sprinting. He's like jogging at the back side. It's like I have 2 sprints in me, and when I get that chance, I'll do it. But otherwise, he's just jogging casually. So you throw him on the wing, then he starts slowing the game down. Not because he's not great, but he's more effective up front.
And then something else I realized, generally with teams like City and Arsenal now have set piece coaches, even Liverpool, right? Yeah. Where like all the set pieces are.
The first team to have a throwing coach.
Yeah,
right?
You guys have a throwing coach. and Klopp. And actually his philosophy was you need to throw this thing the first 7 seconds before this guy is set up. Yeah. After 7 seconds, now we have a pattern that we're gonna switch. Yeah. People start moving, right? And there's one thing to me that was very glaring. After when Villa won that corner, who was marking Hause?
It was Cavani marking Hause.
It was Cavani. Why is? Do you think like that? Like, was that a tactical thing, or was it just
I think he just came in and he.
Bro, I actually think.
But even you, when you played football, right?
Yeah.
Who do you pick up fast?
So normally when I'm in a team, normally before the game you get set your positions. So there'll be a board that they'll have on a wall, and they'll go, okay, this person's at the front post, this one's at the back post. You won't have I'm picking up this man. You have. Depending on whether you're going man for man,
I'm picking up this zone,
I'm picking up this zone. And then obviously when you see the teams, you'll be like, okay, Maguire, you're going to pick up Hause because of the height strategies. So normally what should have happened is you should have had Maguire and Pogba, let's say because they're the 2 tallest, pick up the 2 most important the zones. And then you have Varane pick up on the next, the biggest threat in the Aston Villa box. And you can see when they made the substitution, like even before this, normally you saw when
the note.
Normally Guardiola will be like, oh, okay. Or even when I was watching the Liverpool game, they made a substitution, and I'm not sure the guy with the long hair, Klopp's assistant, but he's talking to these guys and telling them, oh, you can see there's a board, and he's telling them this is where you're going to be at the corner. Whereas Man United didn't do that, and it worries me. They did it for the Shaw substitution, but for Cavani, they didn't do it.
They just winged it.
They just winged it.
Like,
bro, you're South America. Just go.
Exactly.
He
was about to become like Marcel.
I saw a tweet on like, has anyone actually really seen college coaching bodies? I might just say.
No, honestly, I think.
Just say he has them and then
be licensed.
But I mean, regarding, I think questions need to be asked now. I think with the team that he has, if we had Klopp, like I said, we could win the league. If we had Tuchel or Guardiola, we could win the league. If we had Arteta, even if we had Arteta, we'd be playing much better football. And that's my issue. So now you know my agenda. Hey, Ollie, bro. You gotta go. But yeah. So.
United fans need to finally get the reality of things in terms of like guys like McTominay.
Yeah.
McTominay is getting away with so much.
He's being a Shakhtar Donetsk player in United.
Fred is better than him. Fred is a better player than him. Fred at least shows for the ball, at least wants the ball at feet, wants to pass it,
He has energy, just misguided.
McTominay hides whenever you guys are in possession. So you guys are always a man less when you're in possession. And then you're striking forces again, and now you see what happens when you have CR7 playing against a Premier League big
defenders. Not Newcastle.
Not Newcastle, small guys. Mings is Premier League quality. Top 10, as in half of the league.
Good save.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that.
No, but even centre backs, I'd argue not top 10, maybe top 15.
Yeah, even top 15 centre backs.
Or outside of the big six, like
No. Even when you include the big six,
Big
even if you include Leicester defenders, it's better than
better
them.
than them,
Yeah.
So means you're finally seeing like someone on him, which requires now other guys to do more. And
It can't just be him.
yeah, it can't just be him coming in for that. And now you see like Bruno. You guys won't say this too much because this was your favorite player. He's the guy who's been carrying your club for the past 2 years. But he was committing foul after foul after foul.
Tactical
Missed pass.
fouls. That's
Missed
not
pass.
Xhaka. That's not Xhaka. That's not Xhaka mentality.
No, you see-
Me, I'm there for it,
But
bro.
his wasn't tactical.
I'm not there for Xhaka.
Edge of the box.
Ah,
Outside,
yeah.
it's like he's diving in. He wants to do everything, and you can't do everything. It's part of why you 11 players on the pitch. Let Fred tackle.
Alright, so now we need to finish this United topic. We are going to finish with two things. Martinez, right? What Martinez did to Ronaldo and Bruno after the game.
Bro, first of all, before you even get to that, bro, Ole gave out an excuse at the end of the game.
First of all,
Said
wait.
the reason they
Ole-
lost. The reason they
It's
lost.
because the Villa players actually they surrounded Bruno.
No,
What?
wasn't that
That's
said
not what-
poor officiating because first of all, the penalty, the goal Villa scored was offside. He went on a minute-long talk on why it was offside last week. Leicester, this was given. Same situation.
But I feel like Ole has
And then he also said
he's
the-
become like Klopp last season. He's now just looking for everything to blame. Last time he said there was a manager, he was basically hinting at Klopp,
Yeah.
who said we were getting too many penalties. Now we're
And
not
then
getting
because
penalties.
last week you mentioned the
Yeah,
penalties
he
thing, right?
mentioned the
But
penalties.
they got a penalty after. But that was a penalty.
That was a penalty.
Yeah, it was a
But you see, because of what he said, because of what he said, now we're bringing that up.
Yeah.
Like we're not going to talk about it
Yeah.
because it brought up.
That genuinely, out of most of the penalties have not been given. 2 of the CR7 ones.
Yeah.
And this one now, out of the ones they've not been given, this was the least
You think so?
blatant because his hand wasn't really by
It's a
outside.
penalty. It's a penalty.
But it was a
No,
penalty.
no.
Hit him
By
the
the rules that
By
they
the
brought
rule.
in, they're like
It's a
as long as your arm
If
is
it shows
out, like
penalty is a penalty for sure. That's a penalty, 100%.
it impeded.
Amounted to
Yeah.
nothing. No, let's get
Martinez. Martinez is that guy for in the club. He's like, bring your shorty here. I'll buy a drink.
I don't want to talk to you.
I want to. I'll talk to your shorty. Even looking for Bruno, I don't know what he was telling him. I should understand like Spanish and stuff.
No, actually,
I don't know what he was telling him.
do
know what
you
he's
know?
telling
Do you know what happened?
because of the Mina one.
Do you know what happened? Yeah, Copa America.
Let's apologize to
He
him,
went to
bro.
Yerimina. You know he had to write an apology. He
apologize to
wrote
him,
a
bro.
letter
Like he heard
to
his
Yerimina apologizing for what he said. So you know that this guy is bad. And then he was like, "This is like NBA, bro. We talk shit every time. We talk trash." And then called
Yeah,
it.
But the way he told me, he talked to me badly. He told him, I've seen you for years. I've seen you. I know what you had for lunch. I know this shit, bro. You can't. Your legs are so long. I know where you're kicking the ball. I know this. You've always got a penalty in your life, bro.
Yeah, it was wild. That was like Materazzi's dad.
Yeah.
It was like
Headbutt things, bro.
This is wild to the point, like, you know, I don't know why I saw Bruno missing it from the minute he just held on to the ball. Like, everything was around him, doesn't want to look up, he's looking down, he's holding the ball.
No, for me it was the run up. It was just like it was not him. Not that he didn't stutter or whatever, but he ran up like he was just trying to get it over with. Because he was trying to go down the middle.
Yeah.
And then too much power. You know, it's just like, I just want to get it
that's
over
not
with.
too
Turned
much
into a
power, that's a
conversion. It turned into a conversion.
That's a
It was
Hey, it's still coming. It's still the ball is still coming, bro. The ball is still coming.
I think he's an excellent penalty taker.
yeah.
And I think it was really shitty, like this is actually my opinion, that he had to get on Instagram and fucking apologize. For what, man?
You don't need to apologize for
What-
anything.
What is he
What are you
apologizing
apologizing
for?
for?
What is it for?
Has he ever actually taken a penalty under pressure? That's taking pressure.
Let me ask you.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I have a question.
Not a penalty to win the game.
I have
Not a penalty to, you guys are losing. It's almost the
Yeah,
last
he took
game.
one against Brighton
I have a
last
question.
season.
Because that was to win the game.
I have a question. I have
Winning
a
the game is
question.
different
From when you're trying to save a
When
loss.
you're trying to save a loss, it's beef.
Do you think there was extra pressure because everyone expected Ronaldo to take it?
Yes, there was.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
what happens? What happens next game? Because like, do you now support him in the next game when you guys will get another penalty and be like, you go to Bruno, like what Messi did for Neymar? It's like, no, you've been missing the whole game. No, I'm on a hat trick, but you take it. Like you get your confidence back. Or you tell him, fuck off, man. You know what you did last time.
I think it will depend on circumstance. I think if we're 2-0 up, Ronaldo will give it to Bruno.
I still think this was Ronaldo. I was given fast refusal. I think so. Because Ronaldo is really still trying to build that whole type of. Because everyone,
he's
all
the
of us
team leader.
expected.
He's the
Yeah.
team leader,
I
yeah.
think it's statistics. Ronaldo has scored 80% of his penalties.
And Bruno scored
Bruno scored
91.6.
91.
Yeah, but how many has Ronaldo taken?
yeah, also it's
Nah,
Yeah, granted.
It was 21 out of 26, and this one was like 22 out of something.
It was
In
last
what?
season, no?
Nah, in those,
In what?
Since Bruno joined United.
You know,
but those are United ones. But
No,
career-wise,
that
Ronaldo has
83
taken-
was career.
but
Wasn't
point.
career-wise.
It was, bro.
80. It was 21 out of 26, bro.
But
he's taken
but
more
you know
than
what the
26
issue
times.
is?
He
Yeah,
always
that
taken more
was
than
from
26.
when Bruno joined United, when Ronaldo was at
Oh,
Juve.
I still
okay.
think Ronaldo has taken more.
No,
Yeah.
but the issue is we're speaking with hindsight. I think we can all agree based on record, Bruno deserved to take that penalty.
No, for sure.
regardless.
Like I agree.
And
not
not
arguing
only
with
that, I think also because of just the squad, like
Just
how
the
And even the squad,
the
and he's
squad
captain, and
harmony,
he's been-
Exactly.
the
he's
squad
been
harmony.
leading it.
Because Ronaldo has been trying to do a lot of things to kind of help the
him,
squad.
exactly.
Like, as a,
So I think if
that's
all
why I
speaking
have
in
a-
hindsight, I think there's no issue with
Ah,
Bruno
that's why I
taking
have
it.
I have a problem with him apologizing.
He earns like 85,000 pounds a week.
Hey, no, he
Who's
has
that?
he has no.
Bruno is on a cheap contract right now.
Okay, you
That's
need
a
to chill.
lie.
You need to chill.
Yo,
You tell him he's less than 100k.
yo, just confirm that. How much is
This
Bruno?
guy lies with a
Bruno's
straight
on a
face. He knows how to do
cheap
this. He lies with a straight face.
reason why Bruno's on a cheap contract.
But the first time he
Because
came in,
the first time he came in,
they were not sure.
they weren't sure about him. They brought him in on like a 90, 85, something low. That's why they were reworking on contract. Take him up to 250, take him up to 300. But he's been on a cheap ass contract.
That's when he'll
So
become
I-
like Martial.
He's saying below 100k.
He's on a rookie contract.
This guy's lying. It's a
contract.
lie. Do you believe that?
Bro, he's making sucker
You're
money.
telling me Henderson is making
He's
more than
making-
Henderson is making more. Henderson is making more than Bruno.
Henderson off the bench, bro.
Not off the bench.
That choice.
Off.
Second choice, off.
Yeah.
First of all, that's just very bad because nobody wants to buy.
How much is he
Henderson.
making? Nah,
Dude,
that's.
you chatting
Bro,
nonsense,
chatting
bro.
man
This
shit.
guy chatting.
Swear down,
Just for the record, anything he says now has no validity.
Nah, fuck that shit. Let me get you guys
Wait. 180. It's been 180 the whole time.
It's been 180 the whole time.
It's been 180
He
the
was
whole
on
time.
85.
You don't sign for Man
Take a
United for 60
screenshot.
mil
Take a screenshot.
and then get 85k a
screenshot.
week.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
some
yeah.
Ben White shit, man.
Doesn't make sense. We're not Arsenal.
Hey, Ben White
Ben
White has Kane in his
Like-
pocket. Actually, that's not true. Kane wasn't even striker.
Kane
was can't even say he was playing left here.
on some cheap tip because City weren't willing to pay him. And Guardiola saw this.
You make it sound like Bruno.
But Guardiola's foresight, eh? Bruno, Alexis,
Alexis. No, but Alexis.
I'm trying to
Alexis-
understand why we're saying
Alexis-
Bruno.
Alexis was not
What- what-
foresight. It failed. It failed. It just
Which one?
failed. Alexis was not foresight. It just failed.
Yeah,
That was
no, you
foresight.
wanted Alexis.
Bro,
You wanted
They
Alexis.
refused him.
No.
City refused him. Then United came in.
As an Arsenal fan at that point, I remember
This
saying,
guy's a caho, as you can
Nah, I
see.
remember-
In 2 years, he's going to be a fan of Brighton.
Exactly.
I remember saying,
No, Neil Maupay is the best player in the world.
in his last 6 months, Alexis was done.
Stories were coming out
After-
about
after
training
he
and
left
all
Copa
that.
America,
Yeah.
After winning the second one in a row,
Yeah.
he was done. He'd been playing bare football
That
for
was
years.
Centenario.
Things
Yeah,
were
it's
done.
Centenario.
Like, it was just Alexis was done. United so 400,000, 500,000. Fuck us up.
Alright. So, in conclusion, with about United.
That's it.
I have to be fair to Kieran. There is a son on article that says Bruno was earning 100k a week when he came with Igalo.
Then they must have upgraded it at the end.
Okay. First of all, the sun. Second of all, it's still not 85k. This guy's
says
a
15.
Bro, it's the same.
That's
It's the same.
the
After tax, it's all 55.
After he gives Carey, and then he sends to his
How
cousin
can
to
you be the same
Portugal.
team? You're the star, you're the captain, you can't even chat to Jones.
Yeah.
Alright, in conclusion, United have lost 3 of the last 4, right? You think you're going to bounce back against
Bruno hasn't won anything.
Villarreal, yeah?
Never.
Yeah, I think
It's like Hurricane 2.0.
Hey guys,
Sorry.
what meeting?
It's Hurricane 2.0 because we just realized he hasn't won anything.
Hurricane has an Audi Cup, bro.
Hey, Bruno doesn't have
Bruno wants something in Portugal.
he wants something in Portugal.
Portuguese Cup.
And he's got the Nations League for Portugal.
He wasn't in that.
He wasn't in that team.
He wasn't in that team?
He wasn't in that team.
That was what, 2018 or 19?
Yeah, he wasn't in that team, bro.
I don't remember
He was
seeing it.
playing under 23.
Alright, cut.
About to be. Anyway, so we're talking about what? Chelsea
I'm
City.
sweating, I'll take off.
Yeah.
I don't do it, man. We already have fewer women subscribers. We don't need them to see the real me.
You know,
Bring in the 16%.
From where?
if any of you guys watched our prediction Fridays last week, Kiari predicted a City win, right?
A Villa win also, baby.
He predicted a City win. Came true.
I didn't have a chance to be there for the predictions.
It was meant to be more than 1-0. It was meant to
I
be
was
like
busy.
probably 3-4. City put on a clinic, bro. It's more of like, yo, bro. Chelsea finished with 0 shots on targets. At home.
But you know what's funny is that this is the second game where the last game I thought was just like who did they play in the Champions League?
No, they
The
played
first game.
the 1-0.
The 1-0,
1-0,
yeah. Because the first shot on target was like in the 50-something
70 minutes, yeah.
And they had like only 3 on target the whole game.
And even the game before
you
with
could start
Spurs.
seeing, and I think that's exactly what Pep did. Pep was like, that's the game plan we want. Almost something similar in terms of how they stifle them. But yeah, continue.
Bro, it's just that it's like, fine, you're allowed to play 2 attackers if one of your attackers is Neymar or Messi or some Mbappe.
Or like 3 of them, and then everybody else is in defense.
You can leave those 3.
Yeah, and they can do
Or
something.
Vardy and Okazaki.
Yeah, even them. Even when you're playing like Vardy or Kazaki,
Yeah.
you know Vardy is.
First of all, Vardy is such a bad man. He scored both times, man.
Yeah.
He was like, boom. When I see the net, fam. Like, he's a bad man. He was just like, net,
Show
shots.
you why the hat-trick this game.
Yeah, is that one?
Serious hat-trick.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you're 2 attackers, after playing 8 defenders, because he had a defense of 8 people,
And then one of your
Yeah,
attackers,
man.
the first touch is
Yeah.
scary.
Lukaku
And Vanna,
and Vanna first of all, he's just there.
He's
you know, he's a sprinter playing
a
football.
fraud, eh?
It's like a CDM playing striker.
No, no,
Because
no,
in terms
no,
of covering ground, bro, he covers
Him
ground.
and Golo, by the way, they're running the same, man.
Stats the same.
There's one dark skin, one light skin, man.
The other guy is Lukaku. I've been saying it for time.
It's balance, fam.
Lukaku against the top 6 is a ghost worker. Anytime he
No, but he
needs
got
a defender,
no, but he got
who can defend.
No, he got a good chance though.
No. When
Yeah,
I
he set
think
up a
this is
good
true.
chance.
Because I remember after the Chelsea Arsenal game, right? Like he ran, he was just bullying,
Yeah.
holding and
and
Mari, Pablo Mari.
If you
And we
just
were like,
appear now-
if Gabriel played that game, because literally the next week he played Van Dijk,
Yeah.
right? And you could see it.
Anytime he's played a top class defender, you see him go missing. You just need someone who
My,
can
my,
just
my problem with
keep him
my problem with Omoshambuli is even if I'm like a big fan of his, what I want to get that jersey, which I'm Omoshambuli, but for Belgium, not Chelsea. You guys will think I'm a Ndudi guy. Yeah. So my problem with him is that he complains at his teammates when he's the one who's fucked up during the game where he's doing nothing. So I don't get it.
One second pass.
Yeah, he's screaming at the guys who are actually helping the team, and you're like, don't do it, fam.
All right, so on a more tactical front, yeah.
We have to
were you-
switch on our brains now, me and Kerry.
Yeah, switch your games.
Sorry, just load
So
them.
what City were doing is that they were, Phil Foden was playing as the 9, right? False 9, false 10. And he was
I taught
always
him, man.
he was
My
always he was the one who triggered the press. But every time he pressed at an angle, like trying to push the team towards one side. So how effective do you think? How effective is a press like that? And is there a way to beat it?
I think a press like that's quite effective, particularly against the 3 at the back, because the outlet normally for the 3 at the back is you get the 2 centre backs on either side of the middle, and
To go
they would-
wide.
Yeah, to go wide. And
Which
they-
in this case was
Rudiger and
Spiriqueta.
And normally they have the option of bringing the ball out and playing straight into the feet of the midfielder, or
to
because
the
you're playing
wing
with wing backs, you get an overload. Yeah, exactly.
You get the guy basically at the byline. there.
Exactly. So what City decided to do is, okay, we can't press these guys man for man, otherwise we're gonna get ripped. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna Foden, whichever side Mendy would play, because Chelsea were pretty consistent in wanting to play out from the back. So what we're gonna do is, whichever side Mendy decides to play, we're gonna go overload them on that side, and the only way they can exit is by switching it all the way to Aspilicueta, or if Rodriguez, but all the way to Rudiger.
Or to Alonso or something.
Exactly. And with that, what it does is now Chelsea's midfielders keep having to come shorter and shorter and shorter.
And even then, whenever Jorginho dropped in, that was De Bruyne's job.
And that was
now.
De Bruyne's job now.
And also, you see, they were targeting. You see, in going to press the space and like going to overload one side, they were targeting specific people they knew were weaker with the ball.
Precisely.
Somebody like Aspilicueta and Rudiger, they will not take chances
Exactly.
on the ball. They'd rather clear out and yield possession than try and play out from the back. You know, if it's hot.
And also something else that was interesting is City just didn't press at any time. They waited for them to start playing from the back.
yeah,
Because also you know that ball to just come over, right? We're not a great
Yeah.
aerial
team.
Yeah.
But I mean now they've improved, because think about the guys they had at the back. They had Kyle Walker, they had Ruben Diaz, they had Rodri in the middle.
Yeah, but Rodri is pressing.
I mean, I know he's
So
pressing, but what I
Rodri
mean
wasn't
is-
pressing actually. Rodri was holding the middle.
He was holding the
So
middle.
when they played the long ball,
When
the
they played the
Chelsea
long
midfield
ball,
was bare.
yeah, it was bare. And he
then
could
it was
come in
Rodri's
and he's
ball.
physical.
And then you play.
That's why
Watching the game, all this tactical things.
he's like for
Fucking
vibes.
ball,
He's like for vibes.
The most important decision made was playing Bernardo Silva as a CDM.
Yeah.
Not as a CM, not as an attacking midfielder, as a CDM.
Why was
He was
that?
seated right next to Rodri,
Yeah.
carrying the ball.
So it's like what David Silva used to do.
Yeah, so Rodri
Now,
basically had an outlet
maybe
every
not.
single time.
Yeah, this was so deep. I was like, this is not really how I expected Bruno to play.
But you know, he was playing two roles there, right? There's that of carry the ball, but also he was the fast press.
Yeah.
If that press is beaten, he's the first to leave that. So the way Phil Foden triggers the front part, he's the one that will not really trigger, but he's
But
the
he
one that
triggers
will
the
go
second
up.
phase
Yes.
of it. And
Yeah.
also, you see what happens is every time Rodri would intercept, he had an immediate outlet. What usually makes like CDM struggle in smaller teams is that you make an interception, but you have no support. So you get overwhelmed by the attackers who are like a two.
But yeah, you're right. It's something we're not used to.
Yeah.
He's not playing Bernardo Silva there against any other top team. He's playing him there against Chelsea, because Chelsea have no attacking midfielder. They have no one who's required.
They have
And
two
that's the
attackers,
issue.
fam.
And that's how
Yeah,
you
they have
defeat the
two.
press.
They have two attackers. Look at the defenders feel like they can do anything they want.
Yeah. And I think the way Tuchel needed to set, I think he made a mistake in the way he changed. I think he needed to change it. Lukaku needed to come short to get the ball. You played into him and you got your wing backs going. Because then at least you play short, you drag Ruben Diaz out, you play it out.
Do you think they
play it
suffered
back.
when
what's
Reece James went off?
Sorry?
You think they suffered when Reece James went off? They lost a bit of their attacking threat, because who did they bring in to
They didn't
replace
have
him?
any threat.
Yeah,
They didn't have any
There
threat.
was
There
no
was
threat.
nothing. There was no threat
There
to
was no
lose.
threat.
I mean, even the potential of it, you
There's
know?
no potential that coming in.
It was so bad.
When they're done,
Werner was coming in to play as a holding. Like, you see what you're talking about, Lukaku coming to hold up the ball. Werner tried that thing. And then when he went up, I don't remember who went up with him. Was it Diaz or Rodri? And he lost the ball within 2 seconds, right? So he's even forcing their own, like, this was a tactical master, let's just say it.
Tactical.
Pep just outclassed
Cheaters can't play football,
outgot
eh?
him.
Cheaters can't play football. Werner needs to go.
Who was that?
wild.
Was it you who retweeted the thing for the photo of Pep and Arteta and they defeated the terrorists?
Nah, bro, it's just off that Tuchel has been scheming his way through the past 6 months. He won a Champions League playing this way. As in, there's
No, he won a Champions League. I told you, playing fast body football.
Bro, exactly.
It was like, we are so much bigger than you. We'll show you.
Bigger, faster, fitter.
No. We'll just like.
No, I don't know if this game showed they were fitter. I think this game showed that actually City are really fit.
Exactly.
No, we'll outphysically.
Like, yeah.
And you see, without Lukaku, it's easier to play that type of football because it's just pace. Lukaku needs the ball at feet. He's not running in behind against guys like Diaz.
Yeah.
He's not like any defender who's fast. Lukaku
Not
needs
even fast.
no,
Any
no,
defender
no.
who's willing to run.
If you're willing to run, Lukaku's not running in behind. He wants it there. He wants to hold you off.
And actually, that's what I thought. That's what I thought Werner was there for. Like Lukaku to come in, to drop in, and then Werner is the one.
But I would argue
Lukaku lacks football intelligence.
No.
Bro.
No lie. As in, that That is a bully. That's a flat track bully. See,
Lukaku has football intelligence, but it doesn't translate to the feet.
Exactly, that's the issue.
Yeah, like the idea is
You
there,
can't score that many goals and not be
translation-
smart up here.
The translation is
The operation was a success, but the patient died.
Exactly.
Medicine has gained knowledge.
Costa is a Chelsea striker. Yeah? Costa is that type of physical. But Costa against the big teams knew where his strengths lie.
But you
Lukaku,
Strength.
yeah, where it's his strength. Lukaku thinks against the big teams, it's the time to prove I know how to play football. That he does not know how to play.
No.
But what I ask you,
I just feel like his dribbling is a bit suspect sometimes. He gets nervous around the ball.
and what I would ask you
Now,
is, first of all,
yeah, professional footballer gets nervous.
no, they do. But Lukaku, first of all, does run channels, and he is
Yeah.
quick enough to run
He's
past
good,
players.
bro,
That's
yeah.
not the issue. You're blaming the striker here, but the reality is the whole team was in there.
This is a United fan. He knows Lukaku.
I know Lukaku. I hated Lukaku. I didn't like him.
See, Lukaku used to bang
But
goals
the-
for you against this ball.
We're also football fans. We watched United a lot with Lukaku.
Yeah. But what I ask you is, you put any other striker in the position Lukaku was in that game, do they do anything else?
Vardy bangs a goal.
But he doesn't.
Vardy bangs a goal.
Because they couldn't get the ball up to him in the first place. They kicked the ball, Rodri got it.
Vardy is the type of striker. You bang the ball into
No.
him, wins a header, runs out.
Because Chelsea aren't trying to play long balls. Leicester are willing to play
They
long.
were
That's
smarter
the issue.
tactically. They were smarter tactically.
You can't play a short passing game or even a passing game with 8 defenders.
And not even that. Okay,
Your
that's the
strikers
thing.
are Varane and Lukaku.
But I don't know, like Christensen should have. If you're really going to play that way, you need people who can at least play from the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Thiago
Under
Silva
pressure.
came. You have brought in Thiago Silva and he actually proved the team when he came in.
Yeah.
Thiago Silva. Can you drop the
All
small
right.
voice?
On that note, someone also reposted something. No, you sent us the one for Chelsea have considered against who and who.
Chelsea have only considered against Mohammed and Jesus. And then somebody else told me something, they were like, it's ever since they sold Abraham. And God was like, my brother.
They're gonna punish you, my brother. My brother.
Tammy has more of an impact against a bigger team. If Tammy was playing against City, I think he'll have more of an impact than Lukaku. Lukaku proved it time and time when he was at Everton, never scored a goal against the big 6 teams. I watched him and I was like, yo, homie.
But that's a lie.
Nah, bro, I was watching Lukaku.
He scored against Man City. He ran down the left channel
Bro,
and he
against
banged
Everton,
it.
there was this whole season
I'm
when
telling
Lukaku
you.
was the hottest thing in England.
When he scored 24.
He banged bare goals against the small teams. Anytime he faced the big teams, Koscielny had him in his pocket.
Oh, sorry.
Liverpool
Let me drop the joke again. The guy said apparently it's punishment for chasing away Abraham and Moses and letting in Saul.
On that note, next.
Christians.
Nah, you need some sugar with cheeks to clap. Don't put that in!
Cut.
Still cats. That's what I have to say there.
I'm telling you, this nose.
Alright, Liverpool, Brentford.
Can someone please just find a replacement for Trent? They need a new right back.
Are you
Put him
mad?
in midfield. This guy can't defend. This guy's getting ripped by Ricardo, Henry, and Tony and these boys, bro. They were targeting him.
okay.
They were 2 of the goals came from that side, no?
It's okay.
What's happening?
It's no problem.
What's
No,
happening?
Trent. Listen, yeah, he's here for the vibes and inshallah, man. He's remember when you used to play in the A-State and then guys are like, you're gonna start in defense. It's like basically Dani Alves. Dani Alves used to start in defense
But-
for the whistle.
On the formation.
Yeah, for the formation, just for the lineup. It's like I needed a number of the team because you can only have 11. Once it starts,
Average position.
yeah,
Right wing. Right wing.
Hakimi team.
Right wing.
Hakimi team.
Right wing.
We're not really gonna put Trent on the spot just because you say he can't defend.
But
If
he
you
can.
guys had Trent in your team, you guys are definitely going to play him as a striker. you guys are.
In place of Sancho.
Sancho. Actually, Trent has more assists than Sancho.
And goals.
And goals.
And shots.
And shots
created.
So it's not
Better than
really.
Sancho.
But you see, you're making this about Man United. We're talking about Liverpool. We're talking about your team. We're talking about your team.
But does
We're talking about your
Trent
team.
have a mixtape though? I feel like Sancho has one. Because I know Lukaku has a story. I saw he was inviting Akila Pogba to do raps.
And
instead of leaving.
Valbuena.
Yeah, and Valbuena.
Firmino strikes me as someone who has a mixtape, bro. Bobby.
For me, was a new clothing, guys. Check it out. Buy your kids that.
Why?
Why are you plugging him? Is he
Plug
paying
just
you?
Zuri, fam.
Oh, nah, see, because
Plug just Zuri, blood.
Dude.
Just Zuri.
Just say Jazuri.
Track Fadi.
Yeah.
Just Zuri, Track Fadi.
Yeah.
Firmino's clothing line. Trent on the right, is against Brentford. I haven't seen a team play that way. I didn't expect a promoted team to come into the league playing that way.
Wait. When we were doing your predictions, what I told you don't sleep on Brentford. What did you tell me?
Bro!
No. What did you tell me?
We're about to welcome them to the league.
I don't know. What did you tell me? Because I've watched them play, and there's a reason I told you that.
Well, I was predicting and I didn't know most of our players, particularly on midfield, is missing. And Keita, fuck this homie, man.
Bro,
The African slander continues.
oh no, it was us. He wasn't here to talk about it.
It's
the knees, bro.
You
don't like the ashy one, bro.
They have to check up on the extent of his injury, and it was a knock.
He got injured from that volley.
Yeah, bro. First of all, knocks
He got injured from that volley.
Knocks are serious, bro.
Nah, either way, those guys attack with like 8 players, and with the way we play, which is very attacking football, that was a clash of just attackers. And
But I told you guys.
it's more of like a
We were telling you.
Borussia Mönchengladbach versus BVB type of game where it's like 8 going forward, 8. So it was meant to be high scoring. And
Were you impressed? When watching Brentford, were you impressed with how they play?
I was impressed.
And were you going to watch more of their games?
Yeah,
this
for
season?
sure.
Therefore, particularly them against United, I'm very ready. Very ready, but
Let me tell you,
Man,
Maguire
that's-
gonna get 2 assists for Brentford.
yeah,
That might happen.
I
those
call
guys
it.
press.
I call it. I'm telling
Those
you,
guys
2
press.
assists.
Those guys press high. Those guys they play good football.
When I was telling you this, I've watched them a lot this season, and they introduced us to the Premier League this
Yeah.
season. So I have first-hand experience. They introduced us to number 20.
They showed us. We went in international break. We were last, fam.
They introduced
Like
us to
you
number
Google
20.
the Premier League table, you can't see your team. You have to scroll up.
So, like,
View more.
I think Klopp said it. Even Van Dijk said it. At the end of the season, we'll have to look at this as a point and because that game was tough. It was one of those tough games. If you go away with a win, that's what makes you champions. If you get a point, that's what makes you champions. If you lose that game, that just shows how weak you are. It's a point. So it's like I'm good with the draw. It was like everything was a bit off that weekend. Things were our whole team, our midfield is a bit missing.
But first of all, your midfield doesn't really exist as a midfield.
No, but our midfield works.
It fills the space.
Our midfield works when we have our players in there. Like if we had Thiago against Brentford,
These are all your players.
Now, if we had Thiago, I honestly think we'll win that game. Just off.
But this is the team
little bit
that
of
won
control.
the Champions League, man.
Dude, you'd like you.
Nah.
What do you mean, Thiago? This is the
Fernando
team.
was off. He left.
Wait.
Yeah, but you have Keita, man. He's 24 now.
Keita wasn't there.
He was.
Wait, your midfield was on the bench. Your midfield
wasn't even on the bench.
it was
Keita was done.
no. Your midfield was fine. It was Fabinho, Jones, and Henderson.
Yeah.
Did
You have a problem with
yeah,
that?
You have a problem
Yeah.
with that? Why?
There's
You
no
do?
one.
Why?
There's no one in that midfield who can do what
Hendo.
No.
But you've
Wait
played
a
in that
minute.
midfield
Wait a
before,
minute.
and you've won in that midfield.
Didn't you say Curtis Jones can feel that Wijnaldum, bro?
Yeah, and
I
he's the
really
best.
mind-
He's
I
the
really
best
No,
young player.
no.
I really mind
He's the
Curtis
best young
Jones
player.
and yeah,
He's the best young player.
He had the goal of the week. Nah, Javier is the best young
Jones.
player.
Jones had goal of the week.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, but guys scored some crazy goals this weekend.
After what Saka did this weekend, though, fam.
No, forget Saka. There's another goal.
Chill.
Who's the guy who shot? There's a guy. Which goal are you watching
us
today?
here.
Not Kapue. Anyway, yeah, there was some goals.
Idrissa Gueye.
There was some goals.
Idrissa
Yeah, Jones was
Gueye.
fire.
Jones was fine.
In the Premier
You
League.
saw his goal.
Yeah, the Premier League.
Longstaff's goal, bro.
Longstaff.
At the end
Yeah, I
of
think
it
that was
all,
it.
at the end of it all,
Baby Longstaff or Senior Longstaff?
weeks done. If Palace do what they've done ever since they came to the Prem and match Brighton, which is beat them or draw, bro, we're still top of the league for another week. And next season,
Brighton is going top, fam.
Next week is actually determining. Like this was a bad week for most teams. Next weekend is what's determining where this league title is going. Because if we do win next weekend, which is probably our most important game of the season now,
Which one are we playing? City.
City.
We're doing a prediction for that.
Then we start
doing a prediction for that, yeah.
Then we start minding the gap because now it's like, fine. our
Binding
players,
the gap.
our players,
Stop.
I'm a bit confident in our team.
Let me ask you a question,
But
Kerry.
I don't expect us to
Why
score
don't
3
Why
goals
don't you
with
talk
Van Dijk.
about Harambee Stars the same way you talk about Liverpool?
Actually,
Why don't you talk about with this confidence?
Harambee Stars are commercial.
Do you know Olunga scored 5 goals off the bench? He's called Olungawoski now.
Would you prefer him over Mane?
Olungoski.
Would you rather have Olunga over Mane?
Olungoski.
Nah, bro.
Would you take Olunga over Mane?
First of all, Olunga came off the bench. So,
No, he was coming, I think, from injury.
yeah, but bro, that
5 goals, fam.
5 goals, is it?
Off
3
the bench.
Bro, 3 of them were rebounds.
Has your superstar ever done
Yeah,
that?
3 of them were rebounds. But I'm not going to take anything away from
No,
him.
man, Olunga, man,
Because
big up,
big
man.
shout out. He's doing his thing in Qatar, Japan.
Can you guys add that? No, but he was also in Girona, bro.
Yeah, he didn't do his thing.
He did his
Scored
thing.
one hat-trick.
It did.
I played Barca, fam.
That was it.
I hat
That was
trick.
it.
Nah, he's
No,
doing.
you
He's
guys
doing.
have to drop the cow, Olunga. Bao mbili tatu mimi nafunga.
Easy, but big shot. I don't expect us to concede in any other game 3 goals with Van Dijk at the back, with Matip at the back, and with just our fast chase defense. And those soon, like even Alisson was a bit off this game. And it was just,
Why isn't Konate play in the Premier League? In your opinion?
just off the chemistry that's there with Van Dijk and Matip.
Hey, but I think Matip has no chemistry with clean sheets.
Now Martin's been keeping the clean sheets.
Hey, I guess Brentford.
The only problem is let's give it time because Konate is young. Matip is injury prone, so I don't even know why he wasn't injured for that game.
But you know, Matip is a
So finally,
Excuses.
your thoughts?
They're
Your thoughts
fantastic.
Your thoughts
They're
on
They're amazing.
your thoughts on
That's why this guy is always in the dunda.
your thoughts on Jota, like Jota's performance.
I like Jota personally. I think Jota should be starting every game at this point.
Same.
He just scores. I don't know. Even if you don't, I can see you probably don't like his interplay and how the team looks.
I like him a lot, but
But
which brings back. First of all, I call that shit about the midfield. This Brentford keeper needs to be tested.
Right.
Nah, bro.
Right.
Yeah. What were those saves, man?
Yeah.
Homie was doing some ridiculous shit at the back. Nah,
No, I think your team. I just think Mane can't finish it.
Nah, true. Even Jota had some chance that was impossible to miss.
Yeah.
And impossible to save.
No, but you know the problem with Sadio, he's a great player, but he only likes difficult situations. I think it's that thing for like coming from hardship, like literally. Just likes
You can't give someone an easy life. From hardship.
like if it's a tap in, man is like fuck that shit.
Over the bar.
But if it's like 40 yards out,
A volley with
like,
the left foot.
Yeah, left foot. ankle.
Facing away from the goal.
Yes.
But
I
even
got big man, I'm not sure. Yeah, Jota.
Jota,
Yeah, but
Jota
Mane
is
shout
young.
out as well. But
Yeah.
Mane is the man.
Yeah.
I think guys really need to start watching Brentford.
I agree.
Like for real, because and this is something that I think
we
we've been
talked
saying.
about this,
Like
yeah.
Brentford, you actually need to start watching.
Shouldn't
But actually, you
have
guys people don't watch football anyway. So
Bro, I'm not tuning in towards Brentford just on a random Saturday.
Come on, bro. You need to do.
Bro, they can put it in Milan, fam.
Invest.
Their screens.
You might learn some things. Message your boy Klopp.
all right, cut next.